Here.
all of us. This is a place where languages, cultures, and traditions are encouraged and celebrated from places around the world, where students are taught true histories of the world's indigenous people, where students learn the importance and ethics of working in community, where students gain the tools to address and readdress the conflicts or issues we face. So come, walk with us. This road of learning has room for the footsteps of many. Leave your mark on our halls and our classrooms. Bring yourself, your culture, your community, your knowledges. For these things are the roots of your tree, and we are simply the water to help you grow.
Should I continue to play the video while we're waiting for our students?
Yes, please. I'm calling students to come in.
Okay, great. Are we starting now?
Hi, Trang. Let's just wait for another 2 minutes and then we're going to start.
Okay, okay.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the webinar on finance.
What is so funny, Mr. Werner?
No, I just saw my ex-colleague there in that video.
Play, yes.
She just went to Vancouver.
Waters rush through rivers of life. White rapids calm at the ends of their route. The bee passes through the old and the new, making waves towards transformation. Welcome to Nagojoanong, the place at the end of the rapids, the place of welcoming, of relationships, of belonging. Treaties were signed and addressed as nations met here in the valley. New knowledge is brought to fruition as elders, teachers, and learners came together. We were the first, breaking through the walls of colonial institutions, creating spaces not there before but needed. Refusing to be silenced, our voices so loud we drowned out the ones who said we could not do it. So cyclical in our thinking that we erased the walls of all our boxes, building bridges through academics. Indigenous studies English, Indigenous studies history, Indigenous studies science, Indigenous studies all of us. This is a place where languages, cultures, and traditions are encouraged and celebrated from places around the world, where students are taught true histories of the world's Indigenous people, where students learn the importance and ethics of working in community, where students gain the tools to address and readdress the conflicts or issues we face. So come, walk with us. This road of learning has room for the footsteps of many. Leave your mark on our halls and our classrooms. Bring yourself, your culture, your community, your knowledges. For these things are the roots of your tree, and we are simply the water to help you grow.
Okay. Should we start now? Okay, let's start. Okay, welcome everyone. So for attendance purpose, can you please comment in the chat box below your name, your location, where you work, sorry, what job are you working right now, and the program that you're interested in applying, so everyone can get to know each other a bit.
Good day, everyone. This is a very special day for everyone. Why? Because we're all alive, strong, and now we are all here in this webinar. Maybe that's enough for all of us to be grateful, to be thankful. In this pandemic time, we really don't know what we have for tomorrow. So while we have still the opportunity, don't waste it anymore. So guys, all right, just a wake up call for everyone, for those who just woke up, for those who just entered the webinar, and of course for those who just ate their breakfast. Please view your screen now. This is just for attendance purposes. Please comment the following details in the chat box. All right. Guys, comment it now. Your name, your location. So, alam namin kung taga saan ka ba, anong lugar mo ngayon na nasa Pilipinas ka. And then, if you're currently working, anong work mo ngayon. And then, kung nag-aaral ka pa, anong program mo. So, please comment it in the chat box.
Sweet, I think you can start by introducing where you are from in the Philippines.
Yeah, actually, I'm here at Laguna. And
Laguna.
yes, I'm from the beautiful country of Laguna. Hello, Miss EJ, Eden Joyce Rivera from Bohol. Wow. Currently staying in Cavite. Oh, magkalapit lang tayo, Miss EJ. Hi, I'm May San Diego from Philippines. Wow, Palawan, El Nido. Oh my God. I really want to visit Palawan.
Yeah, it's beautiful. I've been there once.
Oh my God. I'm imagining the beach.
Yeah.
Oh, hello,
Can you
Miss Hirsch
can
Cruz.
you-
It's from Pangasinan. Sorry, Trang?
No, I was just asking about traveling. Yeah,
Okay.
so we have somebody starting fourth year college, bachelor of secondary education, MBA.
It's Miss Hirsch Cruz, right? Hmm. How about Miss Jenny Chua?
Bohol, we have Bohol, Palawan. Oh, the
Sir
popular city.
Carlo, Miss Zaira May. Sir Gabriel, studying
Account.
accountancy currently. Oh, where you came from, Miss Jo?
Yes.
Hello, Kimberly. Oh, Cavite. Wow. Magkakalapit lang din naman po pala, no? All right. All right.
Yes.
So welcome to our webinar for today. Global Study Guide is here for the guidance of your future. Hello, Miss
Oh wow.
Ellen Joyce,
In
Jasmine,
grade 9.
Isabella.
Wow.
Oh, wow. Yes, of course. Pwedeng-pwede po ang mga senior high school pa lang. So you can attend here. You can also invite your parents to join in this webinar so they can see the opportunities that waiting for you guys. Or pwedeng isama nyo siya, sama nyo si mommy and daddy nyo, katabi nyo, para makinig for today's webinar. Napakaganda ng ating discussion for today, and lalong-lalo na, I'm very excited for the school that we're going to present for today. Yes,
Yes.
because I heard that this is one of the best school in Canada. Oh my God, I can't wait.
Okay, let's start, right?
Sure, let's start. Let's begin.
Yeah, before we start, let's go over some housekeeping rule. So first thing first, if you're not speaking, please mute yourself. If you have questions, save your questions for our Q&A sections. We are going to have two Q&A sections to going after Trent's presentation and then the agency's presentation. There's plenty of space for you to ask questions. And please listen carefully. In the end of the webinar, we are going to have some checkout quiz. And if you listen carefully, you will get this answer correctly. And if you answer it correctly, you get some special prizes from Global Study Guide. Yeah, so Elite episode 6, we are so happy, so excited, and very grateful that we have gained a lot of traction and attention from Philippines lately. This is our sixth episode already. For this episode, we're going to talk about studying and migrating to Canada and some life-changing tips for Filipino students. This webinar is sponsored by Trent University, and which is so excited because Trent University is top one undergraduate university in Ontario, Canada. So very happy to have Trent University, Bernard and Helena here. About Global Study Guide, we are a globally recognized education services group that has been in operation for more than 20 years. We partner with more than 200 top colleges and universities in Canada, US, Australia, and UK. We provide consulting services to more than 100,000 students worldwide. Our head office is situated in downtown Vancouver, Canada. We have local representatives like Sweet here in the Philippines to make sure global quality is delivered with local understanding. All our consultants are regulated, authorized, and our organization is recognized by um, educational organization and regulation body like ISEF, PA, and NAFSA. Our consultant is Graduates of Canada course for education agents. Here is our four pillars of excellence. Of course, we are an education company, so we put education first. All our programs, all our initiatives regarding consulting, suggestion, they are very career focused, and we're student driven, and we provide premium class support for clients, for our partners. So with our head office in Vancouver, Canada, we work closely with colleges and university like Trent University featured today to provide you support even after you have arrived. Locally, we source only the best agents and agencies in your country, and we monitor the whole process to make sure you receive the best services and the best experience. So at Study Guide, informed decision are best ones, and our mission is to inform and educate so you can have the education and the experiences that you deserve. Everyone's still seeing my screen fine, right?
Yes, Chang, yes.
Yeah, please give me like let me know if there's any technical. and elite episodes. So you are here already, so you already know what elite episodes are about. We are preparing international students for a fulfilling experiences in Canada and US. This is a platform for you to connect, make connections with recruiters from top institutions in North America, like Bernard, like Helena here. And we deliver it through demand driven webinars, workshops, events, and consulting services. And we would like to thank Trent University again to sponsor for this episode today. Our guest speaker today is Mr. Bernard. He's from the Regional International Recruitment Manager from Trent University. Trent is the number one undergraduate university in Ontario, and 97% of Trent's grads are employed within 2 years. So this is very impressive number. And they are also ranked number one in Ontario for student satisfaction. So all you need is a Trent excellence, um, education, quality, research opportunity, international student support, student satisfaction, number one ranking. So here's our event program today. So part one, I've already delivered. I've talked about Global Study Guide, elite episodes, and our guest speaker. Then part two is going to be Trent University presentation. We are going to have Q&A ending the part. Then we are going to move to our recruitment partner, who I will announce a bit later. We are going to have Q&A session for you to ask the recruitment partner as well. Any questions regarding visa, application process, quiz, and some exclusive offers for our attendees today. And I would like to introduce you to Ms. Sweet. She's the business development manager and the in-country support person in Philippines. Like Sweet says, she is based in Laguna right now, right, Sweet?
Yes, I'm
Yeah.
currently in Laguna.
Okay, great. And myself, Changbui, I'm in Vancouver, so I'm the inland support when you arrive in Canada. And our featured recruitment partner today is Miss Pham. She's from Pisasi. Pisasi's vision is to create lifelong international engagement by guiding of student development through international studies. And the mission is to make international education reachable to every Filipino. Okay. After our webinar, you will receive a link to book an info session with Sweet here. If you plan to study in Canada for May and September 2022, we strongly advise you to start looking for programs right now. If you plan to study for very competitive programs like health-related programs, it usually takes 10 to 12 months. And in case you cannot make it to the one-on-one info follow-up session, please cancel 24 hours in advance and then you can rebook it. So you will receive an email with a call to action and you can click it. You will be taken to Calendly where you can book a date with Squid. So it's super easy. And of course, the info session is going to be held on Mighty ID as well. So you already know how to access this platform. In the future, after you arrive in Canada, we also provide support on Mighty ID. Okay, and once you determine which programs that you want to apply to, Pisasi will help you put together your application and support you with student visa. We will be here to facilitate and monitor the whole process. So you don't just receive one support, but triple support from school, agency, and our team. Okay. Squid, you can take it away.
All right, thank you for that, Miss Chang. Thank you for a wonderful introduction of Global Study Guide. So, guys, before we proceed to the introduction of the school, for the presentation of the school and the services of our partner here, our recruitment partner here, Miss Pam, I would like to present you why you need to choose Canada. All right, can you see my screen now, guys?
Yes.
All right. Okay. Please listen attentively as I discuss this. Why Canada? The facts that you have to know. Actually, lagi ko na tong speech in every webinars that we have because I really want our guests, our applicants, our students to be very, very careful in choosing the country that they would like to choose. So, okay, let's start. Do you know that Canada is ranked as one of the best countries in the world? According to the CEO World Magazine 2021 report, Canada scored 90.3 being safe, political stable, and having a well-developed public health system. Imagine that. Imagine that living in that kind of environment. Oops. Of course, as a Filipino, of course, Philippines is our homeland, and no one can change that. Philippines will always be number one in our heart. But of course, we all have that dream country that we would like to visit or move to. Kung hindi ka pa nakakapunta doon, yung opinion natin dun sa mga lugar na hindi pa natin napupuntahan ay binabase lamang natin sa mga nakikita natin or nababasa or napapanood natin. On the contrary, minsan kapag bumibisita naman tayo sa isang bagong nation, it was enough to gain a better insight into everyday life and to fall in love with a new culture. Siyempre, kapag bumibisita tayo, we notice some less impressive experiences. However, we will probably strive to squeeze those out of memory and focus on all the great things that we experience. All right, I think someone is unmuted. Please mute your mic so everyone can focus on the presentation. Thank you. So, to continue, marami sa atin yung ayaw mag-stay or tumira sa ibang bansa. Parang gusto lang natin is mag-work. Tama ba? Why? Because we are thinking about the security, the support, our social life. Kung may kakilala ba tayo, kung meron ba tayong pwedeng mapuntahan, or nakakatakot kasi it's a foreign land for us. And because you are here in this webinar, well, we've got you covered because today we will talk about one of the most desirable destinations for people looking for a fresh start, the wonderful country of Canada. All right. So, this is the 5 reasons why Canada is a great place to live and work. So, first, education, economics, second, third, culture, arts and entertainment, fourth, healthcare, nature. So, isa-isahin natin siya. Kung bakit nga ba Canada is a great place to live and work. So in education part, did you know that Canada is one of the best countries for education? Mm. Ang gobyerno ng Canada ay talagang nag-i-invest para sa kanilang education system na hindi mo makikita sa ibang country. As a result, this country has highly educated professional citizens who work and contribute to various branches of industry, science, arts, and cultures. Pero dahil we live in a material world, of course, where the opinion is that money plays the main means of power, marami sa ating nakakaunawa nito. May mga nagsasabi pa na pera ang nagpapaikot ng mundo. Let's say it's true. Pero napakabilis din maubos ng pera. You will work hard for it, pero minsan sa isang iglap, charan, nawawala na, 'di ba? Always remember knowledge is something that is more valuable and that you cannot lose or deprive of. Always remember that. Always remember that. Next is economics. Ito yung pinaka best part for me. As we said, good education creates a good economy. As a result, the unemployment rate in Canada is low and wages are above average. Look at this one. Look at this one, guys. According to statistics, Canada, the average wage for Canadian employees is currently 952 Canadian dollar per week or or 37,870.54. Guys, this is per week, not per month. This is per week. Let's not forget to mention a very strong banking system, one of the strongest in the world, which is also the foundation of the Canadian economy. For 7 years in a row, the World Economic Forum declared the Canadian banking system as the most stable in the world. Of course, such financial security allows Canada to offer an excellent quality of life for the vast majority of its citizens. Logically, a high standard of living is one of the main associations when it comes to this country. 'Di ba? Kung makikita nyo, wow, yung rate dito sa Pilipinas per month, per week mo lang makukuha yon sa Canada. So imagine na kung titira ka or magstay ka sa Canada in a couple of years, ang laki ng maiipon mo. So next is culture, arts, and entertainment. Before I discuss this, I know that we really love some of our cultures as a Filipino, and it will always stays with us. But in Canada, like many developed countries, Canada has a lot to offer in the area of culture and entertainment. Domestic culture is nurtured, but multiculturalism is highly regarded and appreciated. A large number of citizens have different culture backgrounds. The fact that it is highly respected in this country. There is room for everyone in this country due to the strong economy, different branches of culture and arts receive constant support from the art fans. Sinusuportahan talaga nila yung mga ganitong bagay at yun ang wala sa ibang country na alam natin. And of course, in addition to culture and arts, Canada offers a lot of entertainment. At yun naman, yung madalas na hinahanap nating mga Pinoy. 'Di ba? So next, eto naman, kung kanina ang sabi ko, the best part is the economy part in Canada. Eto naman, this one is my favorite. Why? Because Canada's healthcare system is one of the fairest and most accessible in the world. Imagine, not only in their country, but in the world. Sabi ko nga before, napakasarap ng may ganitong system sa isang bansa. Hindi ka magkakaroon ng stress kapag may sakit ka. Minsan kasi, may sakit ka na, stress ka pa. Kasi nga, iisipin mo, yung mga babayaran. Instead of magpagamot ka, instead na wag na lang. Kasi nga, mahal magkasakit sa bansa na walang suporta ng gaya ng sa Canada. Medical treatment is mostly free and funded by the government taxes. Each province is given a healthy budget to administer locally and issue health cards to all eligible residents, allowing them to access the top quality healthcare. Depending on which sort of BSA you have, of course, it is worth researching beforehand what kind of health services you will be able to access and whether you will need to buy private health insurance in addition. So it's just for an addition. You can experience long waiting times for some procedures. However, this is a small price. This is a small price to pay to access some of the best hospitals, staff, facilities, and treatment methods in the world. And of course, this one is the most what do you call by this one? This is the most awaited in Canada. The last but not the least reason why Canada is one of the best countries in the world, of course, nature. Yes, kung nature lang din naman ang pag-uusapan, of course, hindi magpapahuli ang bansang Pilipinas dyan. Alam naman nating mayaman ang bansa natin sa ganito, alam nyo yan. Pero marami din sa atin yung gustong mag-explore, yung gusto nating makakita pa ng ibang nature. At 'di ba masarap din na makita natin yung mga pinagmamalaki ng mga ibang bansa. So gaya na lang ng sa Canada, with almost 10 square sorry, with almost 10 million square kilometers of stunning countryside, Canada is the second largest country in the world and undoubtedly one of the most beautiful lands in the that man has inhabited. From ice-bound Arctic tundra and snow-sprinkled peaks on the north to sparkling lakes and vast woodlands in the rest of the country, Canada can take your way, can take your better way at every turn. So itong limang dahilan na ito ay sapat na para ma-encourage ka na mag-visit or mag-settle sa Canada. Lagi nating tatandaan, walang nakakaalam ng future. Sinong mag-aakala na magkakaroon ng pandemya ulit ng ganito? At iba yung pandemya kasi na nararanasan natin. Halos 2 taon na tayo naapektuhan ng pandemyang ito. Marami na ang nawala at hindi natapos ang pandemya. Kaya habang may chance pa, please try to secure your future. Para sa'yo, para sa family mo. Kung iniisip mo na, naku, malaki yung gagastusin kapag pumunta kami dyan, madaming aasikasuhin. Guys, kung may mga gagastusin man, dahil part yun ng mas maganda pang kapalit. Ano naman kung gumastos ka pero doble o triple naman yung babalik sa'yo? In Canada, you have to invest in your education. At ang napakagandang part nito, you can still earn money while you are studying. Alam niyo ba na as international students sa Canada, you can work 20 hours per week at 40 hours per week naman kapag vacation. And guys, please look at your screen. Look at your screen. We have here the social benefits in Canada. Imagine achieving all these benefits. They really respect balance in life. And of course, gusto ko i-share sa inyo guys, alam nyo ba na kapag naging international student kayo sa Canada, ay pwede mong kitain ay around 8 Canadian dollar to 10 Canadian dollar per hour. So, it's just an estimated amount. Pero kung i-convert mo siya into Philippine peso, um, 8 1 Canadian dollar is equivalent to 39 to 40. Ganyan yung nagiging palitan natin kapag nasa Pilipinas. So, imagine 10 times 40 is equals to 400. It's per hour, guys. It's per hour, not per day. It's per hour. So, malalaman nyo itong lahat kung siguro makikinig kayo sa magiging presentation ng ating partner here, our representative agency partner. I think i-discuss niya ang migration part. So, malalaman nyo to, yung mga tungkol dito. And also, student can work full-time off-campus during co-op terms and can earn approximately 10 to 15 Canadian dollar per hour. So, hindi lang 10, hindi lang 8, hanggang 15 pa. Amounting to 400 to 1,000 Canadian dollar per month. Okay? So, as a student, pwede mo nang kitain yung around 15 to 39,000 a month. Depende pa yan kung magkano yung palitan. Pero in Canadian dollar, it's around 400 to 1,000 Canadian dollar. Imagine mo, student ka pa lang pero ganito na yung kinikita mo. Hindi sa kinukumpara natin, guys. Pero of course, if we are looking for the reality, makikita mo na malaki yung kaibahan. When it comes to the average wage na tinutukoy natin. So imagine that income, habang nag-aaral ka, kayang-kaya mo nang suportahan yung sarili mo. Yung sweldo mo na halos kapantay na ng sweldo ng mga nakatapos na dito or may bachelor degree na dito sa Pilipinas, minsan ay mas malaki tayo pwede mo kitain. Yun ay kung nasa Canada ka. So let me give you a little background. So of course, ito, Canada Child Benefit, Canadian Pension Plan, Guaranteed Income Supplement, Employment Insurance, Registered Retirement Savings Plan, Registered Education Savings Plan, and of course, free tuition for the children age 4 to 18 years old. Ilan lang to sa mga pwede mong makuha kapag naging permanent residency ka sa Canada or nagkaroon ka ng permanent residency in Canada. So, just to give you a little background on the student pathway to permanent residency, this one is the express entry. So, from its word, express. So, ito yung pinakamabilis na way for a Philippine citizen. So, first, you have to apply for a study permit. Kaya minsan, nagtatanong iba, bakit kailangan ko pa mag-aral sa Canada kung gusto ko ay mag-work lang? So, guys, the Canada has their own rules for applying for a work or for having a permanent residency there. So, kailangan natin sundin yung kanilang rules and policies. And of course, study permit and of course, yung magkaroon ka ng education, another upgrade for your career and education. Diba? Napakaganda naman nun. So for the next one, complete studies in an eligible program, apply for a post-graduation work permit, gain 1 year of Canadian work experience at the NOC, 0, A, or B. Etong level na to, it's like staff, managerial, and executive part sa atin. So, siguro pwede nyo itong itanong mamaya sa ating agency partner. And of course, for the number 5, pass and approve language test. So, minsan kasi yung iba natatakot na kumuha ng language test. They are afraid to get a language test. Guys, para makapunta ka or magkaroon or maka-gain ka ng permanent residency sa Canada, hindi mo matatakasan yung language test. So, kung makapag-stay ka man ng 1 year, 2 years, I think sobrang bihasa mo na sa pag-i-English. So, don't be afraid. This is just a test. Okay? So, number 6, napakadali. Yan na yung pag-apply mo for the permanent residency. So, ito kasi maraming tanong ng mga Pilipino. Kasi ang gusto lang naman nila is makapag-abroad dahil gusto nila magtrabaho. Pero marami talaga na gusto talaga yung makapag-aral. Kasi grabe, di ba? Kapag meron kang credentials na Canadian school. Alright? So this is your student immigration journey or your work opportunities while studying. Habang nag-aaral ka, ito yung work opportunities mo. So for the programs, you can have on-campus work, or the paid co-op and internship. So how to qualify for this one? So of course you have to gain for a full-time studies, and then it's like a minimum 6-month program. Merong mga ganyan, pero kadalasan depende yan. Okay? So pwede niyo itanong mamaya. Lahat yan sasagutin natin. So please reserve all your questions so in our Q&A part para kung may mga tanong kayo, kung may gusto kayo i-clarify, sasagutin natin yan lahat later. So for the post-graduation, for the programs, post-graduation work permit, you will apply for this one. And it is open work permit for up to 3 years. And then how to qualify for this graduation from an eligible full-time study program at a DLI or a designated learning institution. Guys, not all the school at Canada can offer this one. But of course, napakaraming pwedeng i-offer ng mga Canadian school. They are very, very good offers that can offer by the schools. So please stay after the end of this webinar because you might know kung ano yung mga nag-iintay pang surprises para sa inyo. And for the permanent residency, yung na-discuss ko kanina, the Express Entry, we have here the programs, the CEC, Canadian Experience Class, FSW, Federal Skilled Worker, Provincial Nominee Program, or PNP, and how to qualify for this. Of course, you have to gain a work experience, and then language proficiency, and then educational qualification. All right, so this is the student's benefits dahil dito naman talaga tayo pupunta. As a student benefits, ito yung mga pwede mong makuha. Kanina, nabanggit ko na to sa inyo. And then, kung may family ka, kasi meron naman sa atin na mga may pamilya na gusto makapunta ng abroad, so you can bring your family while you're studying. And your spouse can be given an open work permit. And then, the children under 18 years old, yung mga anak nyo, pababa, na edad 18 pababa, ayan nga, sabi ko, is the education in Canada is for free. And then you can apply for a PGWP program that allows you to work 1 to 3 years work experience. So kung yung habol mo lang naman is the work experience in Canada, so I think this is enough for you to, kung gusto mong mag-ipon. So I think this is enough na this year. And also, these years are also enough para makapag-apply ka for a permanent residency in Canada. Okay. So this is the Filipino guidelines, your pathway and becoming student. Sorry, this is not US, this is Canada. Sorry for that. Have a work and have a chance to gain permanent residency. So guys, this is what you're going to do. If you're not decided or if you're decided in what school and program you're going to choose at the Canadian schools, first, if no, please book an info session with me at Calendly so I can give you advice until you finally decide. Hindi kita susukuan. I will not give up on you until you finally decide what school and program are you going to choose. And of course, if you decided, if you have school and program in your mind, so you will book an info session with me. So I will pre-assess your assessment form or your pre-application form. It's a Google form only, guys. So you will submit a necessary documents for a first assessment. So yung mga necessary documents, napakadali lang naman yung hanapin. If you're a bachelor degree graduate, so ang kailangan lang natin is TOR. And then if you're currently working, we need your CV. Okay? And then after I assess your application, I will tag you as qualified, or if you're potential but not yet decided, or not qualified but decided to go. So if you're qualified, I will turn over you to our partner agency for the final applying or final applications, final what do you call by this one? final assessment of your qualifications. Okay? So our agency partner will be the one to finalize everything in your applications. And then if you're a potential student but you're not yet decided, then we will keep nurturing you guys. And then if we keep nurturing you, so you can book a you can book a schedule with me again in Calendly because nakapag-decide ka na eh, meron ka nang naisip, meron ka nang napuno sa isip mo na, ito pwede ko na tong kunin. Siguro kaya ko na to. So after that, you can book an info session with me. Yeah, if you can look the arrow, there you go. And then we will give you another advice or we will give you advice for you to finally decide na. And then right after that, you're going to fill out the pre-application form again and then submit the necessary documents para update. For the updating. And then if you're not qualified but decided to go, of course, don't give up. Don't lose hope because we will review different options for you. All right? And before I give the virtual mic to our school representative to discuss the details about the school, I would like to give you a quotation or I would like to leave a quotation for all of you. Education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world. By Nelson Mandela. Education is the first step for people to gain the knowledge, critical thinking, empowerment, and skills they need to make this world a better place. Yes, I know everyone will agree on that. The second one is an investment in knowledge pays the best interest by Benjamin Franklin. Education requires costly resources like time and money, which are often hard to find. But those who do invest these sources often end up richer and not richer, successful. Not just because they often improve their financial situation, but because their minds are richer too. Yeah, nice. So education opens up the mind, expand it, and allows you to improve your life in so many ways. For my last quotation, this one, education is the passport to the future, for tomorrow belongs to those who prepare it for today. So minsan kasi gusto natin yung easy money agad, yung tipong mabilisan. Sino ba naman yung hindi may gusto nito? Or sino ba naman yung ayaw ng mga bagay na ganito? Pero lagi natin iisipin na ang mga bagay na mabilis nating nakukuha ay mabilis ding nawawala. Mas masarap makamit ang tagumpay kapag pinaghihirapan natin. Mas na-appreciate natin siya, di ba? So without further ado, I would like to give the virtual mic to our partner school representative here. Guys, please listen attentively as he discussed to all of you one of the best schools in Canada. Hello, Sir Bernard.
Hello.
Hello, Sir Bernard.
Thank you so much for that amazing presentation about Canada. I think you did such a great job. Like
Wow,
we
thank you,
try
sir.
to we
Thank
try
you.
to introduce Canada, but nowhere to that extent.
Wow, thank you so much. And I hope our guest for today really, not in my presentation, but really impressed about the details in Canada. All right.
Yeah, thank you so much. And hello, good morning, everyone. My name is Bernard from Trent University. Well, like since everyone seems to have introduced themselves, I live in Peterborough, Ontario. And I'm the regional international manager here at Trent International. Very nice to meet all of you. And today I'm joined by my colleague Helena Nguyen, who is based in our Ho Chi Minh City office. So a lot closer to where you are, most of you are. But, it's really a pleasure to meet all of you. But, I just want to say offhand that, everything that you heard about Canada from Sweet is true. Being a former international student myself, there were a lot of reasons that I came to Canada. I came for my master's. But Canada does offer a lot for international students, and you've heard a lot of good things about Canada. I just want to add that I really truly appreciate the society here, and the community that you get to meet here. the openness, the diversity, and some of the conversations that we have here, is really inspiring. And going to the theme of today's seminar, life-changing in many ways and forms. Now, I do see Helena here. So, Helena, do you want to give a quick introduction as well? I think you're muted, Helena. Can you?
If you move your mouse down, you can unmute yourself. If you navigate your mouse to the bottom of the screen. Oh shit. So Helena, you can see this. If you move your mouse down, there's this option for you to unmute yourself.
I think it might be a technical issue. Well, Helena, would you like to maybe introduce yourself in the chat? we seem to have some of this today. But anyways, I would just like to get into really a presentation about trends and really talking about how you can succeed as an international student in Canada. A lot of this is based on our own experiences, but if you have any questions, feel free to share those in our Q&A session. Now, I hope all of you can see my screen here. So, I'm just going to start with a very quick introduction of trends. And, Trang and Sweet, they have, mentioned a little bit about trends, but yes, we are, a very good university in Canada. Now, Canada is a huge country, and there are about 98 public universities in the country. So not a lot of universities, and we are one of the 98 public universities in Canada. Canada does have a very strong public education system, so we are very proud to offer a world-class education for our students. And this is our campus in the city of Peterborough, where I live. And Sweet did mention that we have and are blessed with a very pretty natural environment, and that's true. You can see that we are surrounded by a lot of greenery, and the campus that we have in Peterborough, it is bisected by a lovely river. A river so clean that you can fish, you can swim, and you can boat in it. So, this is just one of the things that we are blessed with. Our Peterborough campus is also Canada's second largest campus by land area. It is quite sprawling, but the campus itself is really accessible. All the buildings are located kind of close to each other, so students find it really easy to get around the campus. And this is important because it does snow here in Peterborough, in this part of Canada, and when it gets to winter, and we are getting to there right now, it's easy, getting around the places is actually important. You don't want to be going around, in the cold or in the snow. But that being said, we do have two campuses located in southeastern Ontario, and this is a map of where we are. I'm sure many of you would be familiar with where Toronto is, or what Toronto is. It is Canada's largest city and metropolitan area. We are not located in Toronto itself. We are located close to Toronto. Our Peterborough campus is about 1.5 hours from Toronto, and our Durham GTA campus, or the Greater Toronto Area campus in the city of Oshawa, is about 30 to 40 minutes away. So I think one of the unique benefits about coming to Trent is really our location. You get the benefits of being in a smaller community. You get to connect with people here really easily. You get to enjoy a really safe and friendly environment. But at the same time, if you like, you can just hop onto the bus and to the train, and you are in Toronto in no time. Or a little bit further afield, you can go to Ottawa or Montreal and other cities. So for a country of Canada's size, you don't actually get this very often. Because of how far apart cities are from each other. But this is really an interesting environment. It is also Canada's largest population center, home to a quarter of the country's population, contributing a quarter of the country's GDP. Now, why is this important? This is important because you are coming not only for your education. You're coming to connect with the people here. You're coming to set yourself up for an exciting career, can be in our vicinity or anywhere else in Canada. So all these opportunities would be very important. I just want to mention very quickly that we are also located on the treaty and traditional lands of the Mississauga and Anishinaabe peoples. Now, for those of you who were in an earlier in this session, you would have seen one of our videos, the water video, and it would give you a sense of the type of education that you should expect to receive at Trent. We are not only about educating you, and teaching you the curriculum. At Trent, we actually have a very close relationship with the indigenous peoples who have been here on the land for a very long time before anyone migrated here. And, through our relationship and our connections with the indigenous peoples, and around us it would be the Mississauga and Anishinaabe peoples, it really adds another layer to the diversity that you get to experience both as a student and as a member of the community. So this is what we call education as a ceremony of learning. So you do get to learn different perspectives of the world around you. You get to learn really to see yourself, in a different light, in terms of your relationship to the land, relationship to your peers around you. All these are very important. And personally, this was one of the most transformative aspects of my education, my own education here in Canada. So, I do encourage you to follow our motto, challenge the way you think. Because coming to Canada as an international student, you might find yourself challenged by different worldviews, different ways of seeing the world. Things that you thought you knew before, might be quite different, by the time you come and you encounter all these different ways, of seeing everything around you. So I do encourage you strongly to connect. When you come to Canada, connect with your peers, connect with our indigenous communities. But some highlights about Trent. So Trent University was established in 1964 as a primarily public undergraduate university. Now, what this means is that our niche area is very much focused on the undergraduate education. So for more than 6 decades, we have been offering our students a world-class undergraduate education. We focus a lot on the undergraduate curriculum and pedagogy. And because of this long tradition and passion for our undergraduate students, today we are recognized as the top undergraduate university in Ontario, for the last 11 years, so for more than 1 decade. No, but university rankings is not the only thing that defines Trent. You would have heard me mention this word before many times. It is the community here that defines our university, both on campus and the community around our cities. It was the community in Peterborough that established Trent, and giving back to the community remains central to the university's mission today. And one way that we do that for students is through our scholarships and bursaries. We are the top university in Ontario for scholarships and bursaries, and one of the top universities in Canada in this category. We devote more than 10% of our operating expenses to supporting students' journey to Trent. So, it could be the same for you. We hope to make international education more equitable for students, regardless of where they come from. And we hope to support you on your journey to a world-class university here at Trent. And when you come, you will meet with more than 11,000 students across our 2 campuses. And this is a very ideal size for a public university. It is not too big to the point where you feel overwhelmed by the size of things, but it is not too small to the point where it actually precludes any meaningful interaction that you can have with your peers and the community around you. So because of this very ideal size, we have a very good faculty to students ratio of about 1 to 20. So that is the average size of our classroom. And we all know the benefits of being in a smaller classroom. You get to meet with your peers, you get to connect with your professors, and the relationship that you have with the professors, with the academic staff, with the support staff at the university, that's going to make a whole lot of difference to your education, because these relationships and connections are going to get you opportunities. It is going to define your education both at Trent and in Canada, and it's going to get you to places by the time you graduate, whether you want to work in our cities or further beyond. So for that reason, the vast majority of our students, in fact more than 95% of our students, are really satisfied with their experience at Trent, and they go on to join a community of 50,000 different alumni students around the world. And like Trang and Sweet had mentioned, more than 93% of our students are employed within 6 months, and more than 97% within 2 years. So that is a very good metric. Trent graduates are in demand in Canada and around the world. But that is just a very quick overview about Trent and what the Trent experience can offer you. But I want to go to our main topic for today. How do you actually pave your way to success in Canada as an international student? Now, I'm bringing to you some of these points from my own personal experience being a student here myself. I came to Canada, about 7.5 years ago from Hong Kong to do my master's program here. So it might be a little bit different, if you're looking at entering your bachelor's degree, but a lot of the points that I want to bring to you have similarities and parallels to each other. So, when you think about your journey, your upcoming journey to Canada, there is, first of all, a lot of planning to do. And I understand that this process can seem to be a little bit overwhelming, especially if you're coming out of high school. You're like, think about my future, plan for my future. These are all high-stake questions. You might be feeling very worried, but don't worry, because there is a lot of resources and people around you to support you, including our friends, whom you see in this, in this event. So what do you need to do? First of all, have a clear sense of why do you want to study abroad and why do you want to come to Canada. And hearing what Sweet mentioned, all the benefits about coming to Canada, this gives you a good sense of what not only the country can offer you, but what you can contribute to Canada as an international student. So these are very important questions. But of course, you do have to also consider what kind of disciplines you are interested in and why are you interested in those disciplines. Now, your answer to this question is going to first of all determine the type of institution that you enter. Because in Canada, there's not only universities like Trent, there's also public colleges, there's also vocational schools offering all sorts of different programs, and all sorts of different disciplinary areas. And there are differences, the vocational schools and the colleges, they might be offering slightly more technical kind of courses, whereby universities, we usually offer bachelor's degrees and higher, and our courses are not only practical in nature, but they also give you the theory behind them as well. So think about this. But, in terms of determining your discipline, what you are interested in, right? There's a lot of choices. You might look at list of programs that every institution offers you, and you might be like, holy, this is a lot. Like at Trent, we offer you more than 130 different program options, majors, minors, specializations, and options. That's everything from Bachelor of Business Administration, Forensic Sciences, Indigenous Dance, French Study, Cultural Studies. Where do you begin? You might have a faint sense of what you're interested in, or you might strongly, be attuned to what your future career goals are. Many students, they are still exploring. Now, there is no right answer to this question of what program you should choose. Now, know that you have a plan at the beginning. Your plans might change throughout your studies at Trent or any other institution, and there is no right program. many students, you can come into our institutions and explore for the first 1 or 2 years, and then decide what you're interested in. Other students, if you already know your interest, you can just go into the major program in itself and focus or specialize in that area. So talk to your friends, talk to your parents, ask yourself which is the right path for you. But if you don't have an answer, don't fret, because that, is perfectly fine. And in fact, that gives you an option to really explore diverse disciplines and opportunities, that other students may not get. Now, but the other part that you have to think about is how much do you want to invest in order to fulfill your future aspirations. Now, going abroad for studies, it is a golden opportunity for you to pick up skills, to meet new people, to really transform your lives for the better. However, it is also an investment. So you do have to think about the dollar signs, the funding. How are you going to finance your education? And I'm just going to talk a little bit more about the financing later. But before we get to that, there's always the beginning to a journey. After you have a plan in place or a rough plan in place, you do need to start applying. And for those of you who are in your final years of high school, or if you're in a position to start applying, you must be aware of what processes and procedures there are. Every university and institution can have slightly different requirements and procedures. You do have to prepare different documentation. Oops. Sorry, I think Helena, you are oops. Okay, that's fine. So, you do have to prepare the necessary documentation. You do have to get organized. Chances are you are not just applying to one university. You might be applying to more than one university. So you have to keep track of your messages, anticipate what the next steps are. What happens when you get an offer? You have to start applying for your visa, So it might seem to be very daunting, but know that, again, there's a lot of people around you who can support you, including some of my colleagues here in this event. They can help you through some of the processes, but it is, be invested in your application. And this is my first point here, because you need to be invested in the whole process, know what you are getting into, because at the end of the day, we can all help you, but it is your application, right? Now, so you should be applying for your programs, but know that there are many opportunities to apply for funding. And for many universities, including Trent, we offer scholarship schemes. What makes an ideal scholarship applicant? And I see that many of you must be thinking about this. How do I get that coveted scholarship award? At Trent, we offer you up to 108,000 Canadian dollars of scholarships over 4 years, which means that you might get, a full tuition and ancillary fees waiver. And that is a superb opportunity for you to finance your education. But what do we look for? Understand what universities are looking for when we say we want a scholar. Because from our perspective, for instance, we are looking for students who are academically strong. They are in a position to proactively contribute to the university community when they come. And how do you do that? It is through your history. We want to see what you have done in high school, in the last 3 years maybe. So this is where you can present yourself through different elements like your resume, your personal statements. We do need you to write topical essay. What is an issue that you are passionate about, either in the Philippines or around the world? You have to ask for reference letters. Now, for many of you, this is probably the first time that you are putting together these documents. Perhaps you have never written a resume. Perhaps you have never written a personal statement before. There's a lot of resources online for you to refer to in terms of how to put together such a document. But, we are not looking for a professional document. We are looking for, a true representation of who you are. But at the same time, we are not just looking for a listing or a description of who you are. Let's say, I am Bernard. I had been in school for 3 years. I had joined A, B, C, D events, and I would like to join your university. Thank you for your attention. So that is what a lot of students submit to us. But what we want to see from you is a more reflective piece, not only about listing the things that you have done or experienced. We want to see a reflection of, what you have done before, what kind of skills and abilities that you have gotten from those experiences, and how you plan to use those to contribute to both your academic program as well as the community at large here at Trent. So these are ways that you can think about to really put together a good scholarship application. But one very important point, review your profile, right? And what does that mean? Don't only just read through your scholarship application yourself. Ask a friend, ask your parents to read through your application, ask your teachers, ask whoever who is in a position to read them. Because why? Your scholarship application needs to be good. It doesn't need to be 100% perfect, but many a times students end up having things like minor errors, spelling mistakes, formatting errors, and this could all actually cut into, your eligibility, for scholarships, because, we do consider all these aspects. If your personal essay is riddled with spelling errors, it tells us that you're probably not very serious about your application. So do bear in mind about that. You can always reach out to, our recruitment partners. You can always reach out to the universities to, see what kind of resources they can provide you with. Now, and then talking about scholarship, that is one way that you can fund your journey to Trent or other universities. But, the finances part, like I mentioned before, it is a very important consideration. It does cost money. So, this is at the end of the day a significant investment, and probably one of the most significant investment that you are making to your future up to now. Right. So you do have to speak with your parents, your guardians, or whoever who is in a position to fund or finance your education. You do have to plan and budget, right? And that's, you have to understand what are the fees and the expenses involved. Many students, they ask us, how much are your tuition fees? We tell them, in the case of Trent, it is about 24,250 per year. But there's other expenses involved. Think about your journey from the Philippines to Canada. You need to do, buy an air ticket. There might be other costs involved, with that travel. And then when you come, you need to have your living costs. You might need to buy some big jackets for our winters. Then there's the recreational part. You're not just coming here to study, you're here to experience the country. So what are the costs like? We give you, from the perspective of Trent, a total estimate of about 40,000 Canadian dollars, or about 1.7 million Filipino pesos. So that is about what you should be budgeting for, every academic year, right? But, think about this, as an investment in the long term, and also about the value proposition, because, you are investing in yourself. How much are you going to get back in terms of a return on your education after you graduate? Because, this, like the theme of this webinar, is going to be a life-changing experience. You are going to maybe have a bright career future here in Canada, and some of it, is going to be the cost that you are putting in, the expenses that you are putting into your education is going to pay off eventually in the future. So think about this as a long-term investment. Now, one of the things that I want to look back to what Sweet mentioned about the benefits of Canada, and we do have a good tax structure here, and one of the benefits that I honestly, as a former international student, that I have been very impressed with is that the tuition credits that you can use to offset your taxes when you work in Canada. So as a former international student, I paid tuition fees, and by the time you graduate, you would have accumulated a certain amount of expenses for tuition. You can use that amount as a tax credit to lower your tax bracket when you work in Canada. Of course, you don't get back a refund for your tuition, but you can, let's say you can use a certain amount to lower the tax, that you have to pay. And, that is a very good way for you to, really reinvest some of the tuition monies that you have, right? So as a student who is planning, find funding sources as much as possible. Find funding sources that you don't have to repay, like a scholarship, like a student award. Many universities and some third parties, they do provide that, right? So, other than that, if you need to supplement your finances, and Sweetie did mention this as well, we have a very flexible employment, arrangement for international students. As an international student, you can work both on and off campus. During the regular academic year from September to April, you can work for no more than 20 hours off campus. That is on a part-time basis. But there is no restrictions either in the summer months, or if you were to work on campus, and many of our students do, there is really no restrictions. So this is another way for you to really, first of all, finance your education, earn some pocket money, but at the same time, this is setting yourself up for your career, because you are getting engaged in part-time jobs, in experiential learning, you are connecting with the community. Many Canadian employers are looking for graduates with Canadian experience. They want to know that you are adaptable to the Canadian environment. You have worked with people here before. You are professionally attuned. So there's many ways that you can get engaged. And like, you might have seen in our video, we do guarantee every student, international or domestic, an experiential learning opportunity, right? So all these opportunities include, some of the ones that you see here. It could be internships, it could be co-ops, it could be practicum, it could be field placements. Do research with your professors. There's really an unlimited experiential learning opportunity that you can participate in. And all this is going to help you personalize your education. It's going to help you have that resume that stands out from other people when you are applying to a job, or when it comes to a time where you have to think about your career aspirations, right? So, just to give you an example of what some of our students do or did, right? Shaliko from the Cayman Islands, he went to do an internship, not in Canada, but he went all the way to Hong Kong to do an internship at one of the largest multinational conglomerates in Hong Kong, as well as around the world, Cheng Gong Holdings. You might know this company as Li Ka-shing's company. And we had students who are doing research projects with the community here and making a difference, to the community around our university, like Rochelle, Ankit, and Marisa, who did an environmental project. Or, if you want to explore something more adventurous, maybe, do you see yourself in places like France or Ghana or Belize? Our students, Olivia, went, to Belize to do an archaeological project. She's a major in psychology and anthropology, went all the way to Belize, did a fascinating archaeological project. So, maybe getting your hands dirty in the field is something that you want to do. Or if you want to stay a little bit closer to where we are, how about doing something like Vipin? Like he's a marketing major, did 2 internships, around our Durham GTA campus. And those 2 internship programs actually directed him to his career path here in Canada. So these are just some examples. And, there's really a lot, I cannot preach. There's no formula for success. Every student's experience is different. Now, before I conclude this presentation, forgive me, but I'll just, tell you a little bit about my own experiences as a student. So right now, I am working in the field of international education, but, can you guess what major program I did when I was an undergraduate student, right? When I talk to students, I always try to share my story because I think it is a very, it is not something that students encounter very often. My major program at the undergraduate level was in chemistry and business management. I did a dual major, and I minored in Japanese studies. So I did my undergraduate studies in Hong Kong, and I did a 4-year program. In that 4 years, I went on exchange. I spent 1 year in Australia. I spent half a year in Japan. And then I moved on. You know, but my program was in chemistry. At the end of 4 years, I decided, chemistry wasn't really my cup of tea. My graduating project was, in the lab doing green tea analysis. But it was because of my experiences going abroad, going on exchange program, that I ended up in an international education career, right? So your journeys might be different, it might be similar, but when you make the first step getting into your undergraduate programs, know that the program that you're getting into, the journey that you think you're getting into, would not necessarily define your career aspirations and outcomes at the end of 4 years. A lot can happen in those 4 years, but you will encounter a lot of challenges. Now, and this is very important because going abroad to study is not just about, oh, it's a great experience all the time. You are going to encounter challenges. You are going to miss your family and friends, especially in the first 2 or 3 months. You will sometimes question yourself, why am I doing this? What am I doing here? But know that all these experiences, good and not so good, is going to help you grow both personally and professionally. Know that as long as you're proactive, you keep on to that curiosity and open-mindedness that got you to come from Philippines all the way to Canada in the first place, that's going to really help you connect with the community here. It's going to really help you establish relationships, and it's going to define your own success, at the end of 4 years and beyond. So, I think I've preached as much. I hope, that was useful. I probably didn't answer all your questions, but I hope, you got some insights about what you should probably do at this time and how you can think about your undergraduate studies, in the future. But, I know we have a Q&A segment now. I would be more than happy, together with my colleague Helena, to take your questions. So feel free to put that in the chat, or we can also, answer you like that.
All right. Thank you so much, Sir Bernard. It's a very informative presentation, Sir Bernard. Thank you so much, my G. I learned a lot from you today. Thank you so
I'm glad.
much.
Thank
Thank you
you.
so much, sir. So, guys, can you imagine the Trent University, or can you imagine studying at Trent University? Oh my God. So, if not, please, if you have questions, clarifications, to Mr. Bernard and Miss Helena here, please comment it below in our chat box, or you can use your mic. You can unmute your mic.
Mhm.
So guys, please drop down your questions, your comments, your clarifications. Sa mga hindi po nakaabot sa presentation ni Sir Mark, so sa mga gustong magtanong, sa mga may kailangan itanong about the school, about the Trent University, please comment below your questions. Q&A part na po tayo.
Mama, mama.
Oops. Hello, guys. Are you still with us? Do you have May and Sir Bernard? We have a question here from Miss Thea.
Thank
Do you
you.
have May intake?
Thank you, Ms. Thea. So I didn't really go into the nitty-gritty of our admission information, but yes, we do have intakes throughout the year. And that is something that you're going to, if you go to our website, if you see that we have intakes in September, in January, and in May. Our largest intake is in September. That's when most students come, and that's when most Filipino students come as well. But if you would like to, you can also enter trends in January or May. In some cases, we may not have limited programs available, in January and May, but most of our programs will be available. But there's also other, factors to consider. For instance, our Trent International Scholarships and Awards, that 108,000 Canadian dollar award, that is only available for students who are coming in September. And it has something to do with our financial year. But, if you're coming in January or May, then unfortunately you can't apply for that scholarship. But yeah, Now, and Jenny, you have a very good question. Does Trent support international students with getting industry work experience? The quick answer is yes. There is a lot of opportunity that we, offer students. I mentioned before, we have all that experiential learning opportunities, right? And a lot of that is actually, industry work experience, either in our own cities or, elsewhere in Canada. We have an amazing careers-based office or the careers office to help students with putting together their resumes, their applications, their cover letters, connecting students to employers. And we have employer fairs as well throughout the year. And of course, towards graduation, our staff also support students by, applying for the postgraduate work permit, giving them, immigration advice. So some of them you would have seen in Sweet's presentation just now. But yeah, like I mean, it's not only industry work experience, it is also about research experience, it is about field experience, and this is a central part of the Trent experience. I always tell students going to university is not just about going to classes. We want to bring you outside the classroom, into a real world situation where you can connect, with employers, with people in the community, and do something different. Now, one thing to bear in mind on this is it is not just about one work experience. I think the important note is really diversity. Get a diversity of experiences. Maybe in your first year, do an internship. In your second year, do a field placement. In your third year, do an undergraduate research. Because all these are going to give you different experiences. It's going to expose you to a broad spectrum of experiences. And employers, I can tell you, like that. Because the future is about interdisciplinary skills. Employers want you to be able to work and be adaptable across different disciplinary areas, right? We are not in we are not in the business of training you for a job. That's not what university education is about. We are here to educate you. You are here to learn how to learn, and you have ample time when you get into your careers, to learn the nitty-gritty, the technical aspects, of your job. So, I do apologize. That was a long-winded way of saying yes, we do, support students. Yeah, but
Thank
sorry,
you
I
so
just
much.
went on a tangent.
It's okay, Sir Bernard, because we can learn a lot from you. I think Sir Bernard answered your question, Miss Jenny. Oh wow, very well explained. Do you have any more questions, guys, for Sir Bernard here? Please, please, because this is a one-time opportunity with Sir
Okay.
Bernard.
Other people, do we have questions? Jasmine?
Miss Jasmine Nicole, Miss Andy Cruz, Miss AJ, or did really Sir Bernard explain everything well? That's why you don't have any questions for him? Because, yeah, Sir Alejandro, Miss Hirsch. Oh, Miss Helena, you can unmute your mic now. Hello, Miss Helena. Oh, guys, do you have any more questions? Please drop down. Oh, Miss Hirsch has a question. Normally, how many years before one can finish an undergraduate degree program in Trent University?
That's a very good question. Thank you, Michelle. So basically, we have two types of degrees. One is a general degree, which usually takes 3 years to complete, and we have an honors degree, which usually takes 4 years to complete. Now, the vast majority of our students, and we do encourage our students to take the honors degree, because you do need to have an honors degree to enter things like graduate school, and employers generally prefer that. Now, I did mention usually 3 or usually 4 years. The reason why I say usually is that there's many ways that you can either shorten or lengthen the duration of your studies. You can plan out your courses so that you do more courses. Maybe you take up courses in the summer and you finish in 3.5 years. At university, it is about meeting the credit requirements. So we do need you to finish 20 credits or 40 courses in order to finish a degree, and usually that takes 4 years, for an honors degree. Now, but I also advise students, when I come across a question like this, don't rush it. I know, like, of course, there's many different considerations. You are thinking about your cost and all. Now, some programs may not actually allow you to finish, faster because of the way that the program is structured. You have to do courses in this sequence and then, in a certain amount of time. But other programs may. But if you can, try not to rush it too much. We have students who are trying to do a 4-year degree in 3. But we also understand sometimes students, they might have financial need or things like that. And of course, we do encourage you, if the reason is financial, apply for our scholarships, apply for other in-course scholarships when you come to Trent. Sometimes part-time work would also help as well. Because really, the 4-year degree is a very ideal time for you to explore different disciplines and different opportunities outside the classroom, right? So yeah, like I hope that answered your question, Hirsch. So the answer is 3 or 4 years, mostly 4. Oops. I think we lost Sweet there, but
I'm here.
yeah. Oh, sorry. Okay.
All right.
All
Guys,
right.
have any more question? I think. Thank you for your answers, Sir Bernard, for Miss Hirsch
Mhm.
question. Do you have any more questions, guys? Just to clarify, Sir Bernard, that's why
Mhm.
we have 15 attendees for today.
Yep.
Actually, we
Mhm.
encounter 20s and above students in our
Yep.
webinars. But
Mhm.
today, I think we really have a very qualified students because
Mhm.
we filter we filter the attendance that attends our webinars.
It's all
So we
good.
have a
I enjoy speaking with students all the time, and I see that our colleague from C, sorry, I can't pronounce it. PSACI.
it's Pisasi.
So
It's Pisasi.
Pisasi, thank you for your
Yes.
question. Do students need to submit a letter of intent
Ako,
for
bakit?
admission? Yeah, for
Hindi,
admission
sabi ni
purposes? No. Oops. Sorry.
Oops,
So
sorry.
for admission purposes, no. So we don't need students to provide a personal statement or a statement of intent for our undergraduate programs. Now, where the statement of intent or the personal statement comes into play would be at the scholarship application. So we do need students to submit a personal statement in addition to 2 other essays in their scholarship application. So make sure
Okay.
you think about your personal statements and you proofread your personal statements. Like I mentioned before, really, one thing that annoys us to no end are spelling mistakes, formatting mistakes, and that kind of thing.
I agree. I think Bernard, are we going to have a workshop from Trent University to teach our students how to prepare for personal statement?
Sure.
Yeah, that's gonna be great.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh,
Mhm.
all right. I think we have to proceed for our next presenter for today.
Mhm.
Guys, if you still have question, you can drop down it in our comment box and Mr. Bernard will answer it later. So for today's visitor or for our today's guest, I would like to introduce our guest speaker for today, our guest agency to provide services for all of you guys. Let's welcome Miss Pam of Pisasi. Hello,
Hi,
Miss
Miss
Pam.
Sweet. Hi, Miss Sweet. Thank you, GSG, for this wonderful info session for our attendees. Miss Sweet, will you be able to share screen my presentation, or I will be the one to share it?
I I can share for you, Ma'am Pam. Yes. All right. Is this one? Yes. Am I
Yes.
sharing my screen?
Yes. That's it.
Okay.
So, good morning, everyone. Thank you for attending today's pre-webinar info session about Trent University. Let me introduce myself. I am Pam, the career advisor of Pisasi Create Your Career. Pisasi Create Your Career is a education consultancy. We will be the one to process your visa processing, your postgraduate work permit, and of course, once you get there in Canada, we could process your permanent residency application. Miss Sweet, next please. Okay, here is our program. We have Study Philippines, Phil to Canada, Migrate in Australia, and Study Abroad. But for today, since we have a partner school here, we will be focusing on Study Abroad. Next, please. So, what is Study Abroad? Alam naman natin kanina na i-hi na sa atin ni Miss Sweet and ni Sir
Bernard.
ni Sir Bernard kanina kung paano nga ba mag-aral sa Canada. Okay. So, our study abroad program offers personal careers plans to individuals who are planning to study, work, or migrate abroad. Pisasi can provide high quality assistance that can smoothen your career transition. Next, please. So, with the help of our highly experienced immigration lawyer, we are strongly capable of legal processing study permits, post-graduation work permits or PGWP, and permanent residency. Applications for you, your spouse, or de facto partner, and your children. Next, please. Okay. Para makita nyo kung legally, ano ba kami, kung ano ba kami with the IRCC, here is our IRCC number, R528775. Next, please. So, why study abroad? Kaya discuss na kanina ni Miss Sweet kung ano nga ba ang perks, kung ano maging ano natin pag nag-study tayo abroad. Syempre, international exposure, updated and relevant study aligned curriculum qualification. Alam naman na natin napakataas ng qualification and ng curriculum compare sa ng Canada compare sa Philippines. And syempre, hands-on paid internship, meron silang mga paid co-ops, mga practicum, and syempre, gain friends and professional networks abroad, lifetime experience, sabi nga ni Sir Bernard kanina, it is a investment na rin. Study work and at the same time, build your professional experience while studying. And the best investments is 1 to 2 years ROI dahil nga sa compare sa Philippines, napakataas ng exchange rate ng Canadian to sa Philippine peso. Ang Canadian is nasa 41 na siya ngayon, 41 pesos na siya. And of course, learn different culture, halo-halo ang nasa Canada. Hindi lang merong Guinean, merong mga most likely makaka-encounter pa rin tayo ng Pilipino, pero at least makakasalumuhan natin mga Americans, mga British, and kung saan may enhance natin ang English speaking natin. Be an independent and mature student, and of course, syempre, magiging proud ang parents natin, especially kung makatapos tayo sa Trent University, napakagandang qualification yon, and at the same time, maganda sa CV natin yon. Next please, Miss Sweet. Why choose Pisasi? We offer free counseling, free assessment, and personalized migration programs, career talks, and orientations with our partner schools, pre-webinars, travel and tours, pre-departure orientation, onshore student assistance, low fee, professional career and migration advices, and updated to industry and migration news. So, pag sinabi nating low processing, ano nga ba yon? So, next slide, Miss Sweet. So, here is our estimated fees para sa Pisasi. Here is our professional fee. Nagre-range siya, depende siya sa ating student case basis siya, pero 39,999 to 42,999 lang nagre-range ang ating professional fee. Ang inclusion nito is our PISASI admin fee, PISASI registration fee, and SOP enhancement. Yung iba sa atin medyo nahihirapan makapag-drop ng ating statement of purpose um, para sa migrations. Pero kami, tutulungan namin kayo dito. And of course, meron kami immigration lawyer fee na kung saan bago tayo makapag-lodge ng visa nyo is meron kayong one-on-one consultation sa kanila. And our immigration lawyer is located sa Ontario. And kasama na dito ang biometrics fee and visa fee. So ano nga ba ang mga dapat nating mga things to consider pag mag-aaral sa Canada? Siyempre, apartment rental natin, kailangan bago pa tayo makapunta ng Canada, meron na tayong maipakita sa immigrations na meron na tayong tutuluyan sa Canada. So, nagre-range ang apartment sa Canada ng 600 to 700 CAD. And of course, ito yung pinaka kailangan ng ating mga international student, which is yung proof of funds. Ano nga ba ang proof of funds? Ito yung estimate cost ng Canada na magagastos nyo sa isang taon na pagtuloy nyo sa kanila. So, 10,000 Canadian dollars. So, kung ang exchange rate natin ngayon sa Philippines is nasa 41, so ang kailangan nyo is 410,000 pesos na sitting na sa inyong bank account ng 2 to 3 months plus your balance tuition fee. And syempre, bago tayo habang nag-aano tayo, syempre kailangan malaman ng Canada kung physically fit ba tayo and wala ba tayong ibang sakit or wala ba tayong ibang virus or disease na. So, kailangan pa rin natin magpa-medical ng medical bago mag-process ng visa. So, nagre-range siya ng 200 to 350 Canadian dollars. So, most likely, nasa 14,000 pesos siya. So, I think that's it. Miss Sweet, next slide, please. Okay. Here is my contact details. Pero if may question kayo, mas okay na mag-book kayo ng one-on-one consultation with Miss Sweet. Meron siyang share na link na kung saan pwede kayo makapag-book ng one-on-one consultation and siya ang tutulong sa inyo para makahanap ng perfect school para sa inyo, especially malay nyo is sa Trent University na talaga kayo. So, I'm open for questions po.
All right, thank you for that, Miss Pam. Yeah, it's very good. I mean, the service is very low. I mean, 'di ba, ang daming naghahanap diyan ng mababang service fee ng mga agency and then good quality pa yung pino-provide na service ng agency. So, we are partnering with only the best here in the Philippines. So, here's the Pisasi. So, guys, if you have questions, please drop down again in our comment box. So, Miss Pisasi or Miss Pam can answer by plus balance in tuition plus proof of funds. Is this question for Miss Pisasi? Yeah.
Yes, I think that's it. Yes po. So, for the proof of funds is 10,000 Canadian dollars. So, kung nag-enroll na kayo sa Trent University and nagbayad na kayo ng tuition fee nyo for 1 year, yung balance tuition fee nyo na 1 year, kung 2-year program ang kinuha nyo, kailangan nasa bank account nyo na siya.
Okay. Oh, I think I lost her or we lost her. Hi, Trang.
Oh, I'm here.
Oh, I think Miss Pam disconnected. Hey, everyone, can you still hear us or are you still with us? Hello, Sir Bernard.
Still here, yes. Sorry, I'm just
Okay.
answering some of the questions in the chat.
No
Yeah.
worries. It's okay. Just go
I
ahead,
hear the
answer it.
questions.
I think Miss Pam is the one who's been disconnected. The apartment we've stay, the show money, the visa will your agency provide? Let's wait for Miss Pam because I think her connection lost. Let's just wait for her to answer these questions. Okay, please wait for the answer, Miss EJ. Let me tag Miss Pam. We have a student question here.
The apartment we stay, the show money, the visa.
Hello, Miss Pam.
Okay, I'm back. Narinig niyo po ba ako?
Yes, I can still hear you. We have a question here for you, Miss Pam. The apartment we've stayed, the show money, the visa will your agency provide?
Come again, Miss Sweet?
We have a question here from a student or from a applicant. The apartment that show money, the visa will your agency provide? So parang ang tanong niya
We
dito,
will
yung
process
apart...
that.
Yes. Again, sorry, Miss Pam. Sorry to interrupt.
We could process your visa. All expenses will be paid by the main applicant.
Okay. So the apartment that we're going to stay, are you going to provide it for them? I mean, are you going to find a location or apartment for them?
Yes, we could help them find a better apartment and cheaper apartment for them to settle down in Canada.
Okay. Actually, ito yung madalas na tanong ng mga student, Miss Pam. So, ako na lang yung magtatanong para sa kanila. So, kasi ako, syempre, meron kang pambayad for the agency. Meron kang pambayad for the tuition. So, paano yung sa apartment? How they can pay for it? Are they going to pay in your agency and then you're going to pay for the apartment there in the Canada?
No. Pagdating kasi sa mga payment, we make sure na direkta siya including sa school or dyan sa Trent. We make sure na walang dadaan sa amin na pera. Especially sa apartment, we will help them na makipag-coordinate sa kung sino man yung may ng apartment and sila mismo ang magbabayad doon sa apartment.
All right. So, I think kasi meron mga question, we have questions that how the students can go to the Canada without, without the house or the house for rent like that. So here, Miss Bisasi tells us, or Miss Pam tells us that no payment will be directed to them if it's the payment for school, your apartment rental, it will be directed to the school and to the person who are renting the space. Okay? So, about the show money, Miss Pam, actually, this is the most common problems of the Filipinos. The students about the show money. How can you help the students about the show money? Do you have any services?
Actually, we have a partner bank na pwedeng magpahiram ng loan, pero specifically, bank certificate lang siya and hindi nyo talaga mahahawakan yung pera. Pero we highly encourage talaga na mas okay siguro na financially stable talaga pag nag-try na mag-aral sa Canada. Kasi medyo ang hirap din na nag-aaral ka, nag-work ka, and at the same time, iniintindi mo yung naging utang mo sa Philippines para lang makapag-aral ka sa Canada. Medyo nakaka-pressure siya. Ayan ang pinaka-honest opinion namin. So, make sure na financially and ang pinaka-advice naman namin dyan is pwede kayong kumuha ng sponsor. Sa sponsor naman is pwede naman ang first degree family nyo, parents, tito, tita, na pwede silang sponsor. Ang kailangan lang naman nilang i-provide is affidavit of support na notarized dapat siya and bank statement, and payslip, and ITR or mga tax na binabayaran ni sponsor.
All right, thank you for that. Actually, I don't know about that, about the show money. So it enlightens me. So we have a question here. It is necessary to have a show money, and why? If it's necessary.
Actually, ano siya, mandatory talaga siya and required talaga siya dahil ang kailangan natin talaga kasi palabasin sa immigrations, although alam naman talaga natin ang pinakapakay natin is mag-PR. Pero ang kailangan, unang-una kasi, ang kailangan natin ma-prove sa immigration is babalik tayo sa Pilipinas after our studies. And number two is kaya natin i-sustain ang cost of living and tuition fee natin sa Canada kahit hindi tayo nagtatrabaho. Pero, syempre, since mabait ang Canada, pinapayagan nila tayo magtrabaho ng 20 hours per week, part-time, and syempre, pag mga holiday is full-time, pwede tayo makapagtrabaho.
All right, thank you, Miss Pam. Do you have any more questions, guys, for Miss Pam? Sir JC, I'm sorry, Jenny Chua, Miss Thea? What if the sponsors are not the first degree? For instance, close friends of the family.
Um, it depends pa rin sa situation, pero mas okay talaga kasi na first degree family natin siya. Kasi para mas ma-justify natin siya sa immigrations na bakit kanya i-sponsoran sa pag-aaral mo sa Canada. So, mas strong talaga ang magiging proof of funds natin sa sponsor kung first degree family. Pero okay pa din, pwede natin i-try yung mga close friends. Ganon din, parang i-justify din natin na family friend siya since birth, friends na sila ng mother mo or ng father mo.
Okay. Miss EJ, does Miss Pam answer your question? Do you have any more questions, Miss EJ? Miss Jasmine Nicole, Miss Andy Cruz, Mr. Andy Cruz. Do you have any questions for Miss Pam? Guys, this is your opportunity to answer, to question all the details that you want to know, to learn about Canada and the services that Pisasi can provide. And also, we still open for the question for Mr. Bernard. If you have questions about Trent University, please. Okay. All right. So I think Miss Pam and Sir Bernard really explained it everything. So well. That's why we have questions. Less. Yeah. Right. All right.
Miss Sweet,
Okay.
may gusto lang din akong i-add na information.
Go ahead na.
Yes, syempre napapaisip tayo mga bakit hindi na lang tayo mag-work, maghanap ng employer, or kumbaga, yan nga, bakit student pathway pa. So, ang pinaka number one generation is Canada is open pa last year para sa international students. Sobrang open nila. And at the same time, you can bring your spouse or your common law partner na pwede silang makapag-work full-time habang ikaw nag-aaral and matutulungan ka niya siya, syempre, sa aaral mo and sa tuition fee mo. And syempre, pwede nyo rin dalhin ang mga anak nyo, single mom, single parents is pwedeng-pwede. Hindi nyo kailangan iwan dito sa Pilipinas ang inyong mga anak, lalo na mga minor nyo, dahil free ang education para sa mga minor natin na anak. So, I think dyan lang naman.
Sorry, Sweet, you were muted.
You forgot it.
Sorry, I'm mute. Okay. Thank you for that, Miss Pam. I hope everyone learns about it. And we have a question here. What would other suggestions be given to apply to this opportunity? Are you asking about the pathway, Miss EJ? Are you asking about other opportunity pathways or any clarification in your question, Miss EJ? Yes, I think she's asking about the another pathways that she can, we can offer for her. What can you suggest, Miss Pam?
Syempre, open pa din naman for express entry. And syempre, yung mga federal skilled workers, pero unfortunately, hindi pa sila totally nagdo-draw and hindi pa talaga sila pwedeng pumunta ng Canada. Open lang ang Canada for international students. That's why kung urgent ka na gusto na makaalis ng Pilipinas, suggest na pero and syempre credentials nyo kung ano yung mga experience.
Okay, I think and I hope that answers your question, Miss EJ. Actually, we have a lot of pathways to take for a PR or to go to Canada, but the best and the most accessible pathway for a Filipino citizen is the student pathway or to have a study permit in Canada for you to enter to Canada. And of course, for you to upgrade your career and your your study experiences and also your credentials. You'll never lost about having a study permit in Canada or studying in Trent University or in school in Canada. Is that express entry would lifetime in Canada? I don't know how to address this question, but do you think you can answer this, or Bernard or Miss Pam?
Is that
So
What do you mean by
time?
yeah,
lifetime?
I think a very common misconception is that express entry is just a program for people to apply for PR. It's just one of the many programs. There's other programs that you can submit by paper. It's not under the express program, but you still can apply for PR. But the PR, like Miss that you mentioned, the most common pathway for international students would be the Canadian experience class. Is for PR in Canada. Now, once you get PR, there are certain conditions. When you get the PR, it doesn't mean that you can stay in Canada for life. There are certain conditions with regards to your residency. You have to spend a certain number of days or months in Canada as a minimum to keep your PR. And of course, the next step would be to apply for your citizenship. And then with that, there's another set of requirements as well. So the express entry is just one method of getting the PR, right? And again, like many students would be looking at, either doing the, the bachelor's or the postgrad certificates or the master's, get the PGWP, work for 1 year, and then apply through CEC. So that is the most common, pathway. And I think, if you look at the recent, express entry draws, so the Canadian government does something like a lottery, right? Like every month or so, they do a lottery. Like we do see that recently they've been prioritizing more of the Canadian experience class, applicants more than the foreign skilled workers. Yeah. So I'm not speaking, I'm not an immigration expert or consultant, but it's just because I am applying for my permanent residency right now. And because I actually qualified for both the foreign skilled worker and the Canadian experience class program. Now, unfortunately, the Canadian government is assessing me through for a skilled worker. So that is taking a very long time because of COVID, because they are prioritizing Canadian experience class, right? So if you are a student coming, so the best way, get the postgraduate work permits, do that 1 year employment, and then apply for the CEC.
All right, I think that's
Thank
answer
you.
your question, Miss EJ. Okay, guys, I think you don't
How
have
about
any
we do
sorry.
some quiz now? How about we ask you some questions and you try answering it?
Okay, it's
And if you
payback
get it
time, guys.
wrong,
We're going to ask you questions. So this one, it will be a quiz for all of you guys. So please answer this truthfully, and you will be having a gift from from GSG if you're going to answer all the questions going to get the highest grade at all. Okay, the first question. Let's try to answer this one. Just click the answer at your, I mean, at the comment section or that way. Where? Name one campus of Trent University. Hello, Miss EJ, Miss Jenny Chubam, Miss Saya, Miss Alejandro, Sir Alejandro, sorry, Jasmine Nicole, Andy Cruz, and Miss Jo. Please comment questions or answer the questions. Oh, I think there's having a problem in their connections. Guys, please stay up to the end of this webinar because you might know what the surprise GSG for all of you.
the
Okay,
five
five
answers.
voted.
Yeah, got it correct. So
Wow.
Bernard, can you share with everyone here how many campuses does Trent University have?
So thank you everyone for answering that question. That's correct. We have one campus in Peterborough, and we have a second campus in the city of Oshawa. So Peterborough is our larger campus in a smaller city. Our Oshawa campus is the smaller campus in a larger city, right? Both are close to Toronto, and I do welcome you to come and visit if you have a chance to come to Canada.
Yes, that's exciting. Okay, let's move on to the next one.
What is the student to faculty ratio at Trent University? Mm-hmm. Who's the first one to answer this question? Mhm. What is the student to faculty ratio at Trent University? A, 1 to 30, B, 1 to 20, C, 1 to 40. Oh, 1 to 20. Miss Hirsch, you can click on on the comment box. All right. We have answers here. Miss Johnny Chua, I saw your answers. Hello, Mr. Hirsch.
Should we move on to the next one?
Sure.
Okay. So the correct answer is,
Oh, chats are
Bernard, you want to tell everyone? 1 to 20.
1 to 20. That's the that's the correct one.
I think it's a very, very small student to faculty ratio when it comes to university, right, Bernard? Yeah.
It is, it is, I would say, on the smaller side. It's not the smallest, but again, like, personally, I feel that you do need to have that mass in a class in order to get that really meaningful interaction between the students as well. So, like, it's great to have like a one-on-one with your professors, right? But I mean, you need other students to bounce ideas off.
Okay, great. And then we have the third question. Can everyone see it? This is my favorite.
is Trent University ranked number one for? I think I know the answer. Oh,
This is
number
actually a
one.
good question.
Number one in what? I think everything, all of the above.
Yes.
We don't
So
have
you
all
can
of the
actually
above
choose
part.
multiple answers. You don't need to choose
Okay, I
everything.
can
So
select multiple answers
yeah,
because I
if there
think
is
Trent
two correct
University is
answers,
also
you need to
a academic excellence. Oh my God, I want to go to Trent University soon.
So the correct answer
As
is all of them, right,
All of
Bruno?
them are right. All of the above. So who answers everything? Oh, why don't you choose number or letter C? Sorry, I will vote for it because it's really an academic excellence. If you can, I mean, if you listen attentively to Mr. Oh, we have a chicken here.
some of my neighbors have chickens as well.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Number four, what is the average tuition for 1 year of undergraduate study at Trent University? We have letter A, 17,000. We have B, 27,000. And letter C, 24,250. All right, all right. Guys, just a commercial. Please follow GSG or Global Study Guide at our Facebook page so you can see updates on our events and also you can see some of our posts regarding the schools that we offer like Trent University. And also please visit our website for more vlogs or newsletters about the schools that we offer. It's that our website is globalstudyguide.ca. Just type it and please register. And also, please like and follow us on our Facebook. You can also follow Pesasi and also if Trent University have Facebook page, please follow them. So you will be updated on every single details about them. Okay, how many programs are offered at Trent University? Around 200? Oh my god. Around 100 or around 50? Hmm. The answer is around. Mhm. What's the correct answer, Trang? Is it around 200 or 100? Keep answering, guys. We still have three to go. Three answers to go. Mm, I will answer. Nakikisunod lang ata kayo, nakikisabay lang ata kayo, or are you just are you just following the answers of others?
It is correct. Around 100.
Trang, I think you
Actually,
did it. More than 100. Oh
more
my
than
god.
100. Yep,
It has
more than
I
100.
mean,
And 130 plus majors, minor specializations options. So a lot to choose from. There should be something that fits everyone's interest.
yeah. Trent University has a room for everyone.
This is my favorite question,
What is
actually.
Trent University's motto? Challenge the way you think. You only live once. Oh my god, YOLO. Tomorrow is another day. I think it's oh, why you voted like that, Trang?
Yes, I truly believe that is the motto that we should live by, right?
Yeah. You only live once. It's always been my number one, it's like if I'm going to take an opportunity, I will always think like this one.
Naginis
Oh,
ako nung last. Sabado ata.
Naglinis daw siya. Hello, Miss Jo.
okay. So
Right?
yeah, the motto is
So
challenge the way you think.
Yes.
challenge
And
the way you think.
How can you give us a information about this one, Mr. Bernard, about why do we need to challenge the way we think?
I think, when you go to your undergraduate studies, like one of the things that you realize is that we all come in with our own ways of seeing the world, our own biases, and we think, some of the things we think we know is actually, may not be exactly true, and people might have different ways of seeing, knowledge and stuff. So, really, coming here, this is really about critical thinking. It is about reflecting on the knowledge that you hold and how you came to that knowledge, and opening up space to welcoming other forms of knowledge into your life and seeing the world in a different way. So this is a challenge the way you think is, we actually have an official motto, which is not challenge the way you think, but it is quite related to this. It is actually in Latin, "Nunc cognosco ex parte." I'm just going to share that with you in the chat box as well, because I think this is a very meaningful phrase as well. "Nunc cognosco ex parte," and it means that now I know in part. So when you come to Trent, when you finish your undergraduate studies, when you graduate, you're not going to know everything. At the end of the day, we just know bits and fragments of knowledges. Always be aware that there are no other forms of knowledges, around the world, and we have to open up spaces for those knowledges to thrive as well, and to give space. So keep an open mind, and that is really what we hope that every trans graduate can aspire to.
Okay, that's a very good motto, Sir Bernard. I love it.
But I
Oh,
like you only live once as well. It's pretty good.
thank you so
You don't
much.
need to do this, everyone. Come on.
Yeah.
Okay, okay. I think it's time to wrap up for our webinar.
Mhm.
Yes.
So, what's
So
our
can
exclusive
you,
offers? Okay, sorry.
yeah, I was gonna say, please share with our students about it and how you're going to inform them.
Oh, okay. Let me share my screen, guys. So, regarding this is regarding on how Annie, are you there? Can you send my link here? Oh,
Sure,
I
yeah,
can.
I'll do it.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Annie. And guys, please, 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 what do you mean by this one? Asahan niyo po. Please expect an email from us asking you to book an info session with me. So, kung nahiya kayo or you are shy to ask questions here in our episode, so please do have an info session with me so you can ask me everything and anything that you want. And guys, please don't waste this opportunity because this is for free. You don't need to pay for this info session. This is for free and this is for you, for us to guide you in in the right path, in the right decision in studying at Canada, and of course in studying in Trent University. Oh my god, I think I'm doing a commercial.
Yeah, you should do your own podcast.
Oh my god. All right. Can you show us
Okay.
the exclusive offers, Strong?
Um, yeah. So do you have the slide? I think you are going to show it, right?
Oh, wait, let me check my slides. Okay. Mm-hmm. Just for a minute, guys. Okay, let me check this
I think
one.
it's very late on in your site, right, Bruno?
Yeah, it's actually lunchtime. Are you hungry, guys?
I
But
think
if
it's
our
midnight
if
for you.
Yeah, it's past midnight here in Toronto,
Oh,
in Peterborough.
yeah, we really appreciate it. Thank you so much.
thank you so much,
No
Sir
worries.
Bernard,
No
and thank
worries.
you for being our guest for today.
Mhm.
Mm, I
You're most
can
welcome.
see.
Thank you so much for hosting this session. It's been fun.
Yes,
Thank
thank you.
you. I think we can send them the.
Yeah, since we need to, check for the winner, so you can definitely send,
Mhm.
the winner the exclusive offer after the event.
So guys, yung mga sumagot kanina, wag po kayong mag-alala because hindi po nasayang yung effort nyo. Your efforts are not in waste because Miss Annie will email you will email the number. What do you call by this one? The one that will be the winner in our webinar. Yeah. Miss Annie is our marketing head here. So she's going to send you an email who's the winner and what's the prizes for all of you. And also an email to book an info session with me. So thank you so much everyone who attended our webinar and who stayed up to the end of this webinar. And we know that all of you guys are really interested because you stay up to this end. And please don't waste the opportunity to book an info session with me. Okay.
Okay.
I
Thank you,
am
everyone.
so happy and I'm so much happy to meet you everyone again. Thank you, Miss Pam, and thank you, Sir Bernard, and also Miss Helena.
Thank you so
Thank you
much.
so much for having us today. And we are very, very delighted that you sponsor us in our webinars. Thank you so much, Sir Bernard. Please wait
Thank
for an
you.
update from Miss Chang about the students. Thank you,
Thank
Miss
you.
Okay.
Janet Chua. Have a happy lunch
Okay.
every day, and
Yeah.
also have a good night for those
Thank
who are in
you.
this evening moment. Bye
Okay.
bye.
Bye. Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.